Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel. We're here to help you see the new you. My name is Carmine Ortega and you are watching U-Turn. So good Monday morning sa inyong lahat. Today is another week, diba? Another week has started and over here in Marikina where I'm streaming live from Maganda ang Panahon. So I hope it stays that way for the rest of the day or even the week. Wag lang humid, no? Hirap talaga kapag humid. So yes, you're watching U-Turn on the new channel. We stream live Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 in the morning. Please like and follow our page. Our page on Facebook is TNC Now, and then we're also on YouTube now. So please look for TNC Now also. Yes, live kami ngayon mismo. So I hope you guys sit back and relax and enjoy today's episode. Napakaganda po ng story ng ating guest. Very high energy and with a lot of insights, and we are streaming from another time zone. Okay, so before we get there, I just would like to greet some people. Two people lang, happy birthday, no? My good friends, Danny Ramiliano. Hi, Danny. I hope you're doing okay in Bicol. And also Bill Pasya. Hi, Bill. Ito, bata pa to, bagets pa to. Happy birthday to you both. I hope you guys enjoy your day and also may you have many more birthdays to come. Ayan. Okay, so right now, I would like to share with you a quote na medyo related sa ating guest, no? Pinilit. I'll share it with you right now. Okay, so our quote goes, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get." And who said that? Siguro naman alam ninyo. Kung hindi nyo alam, malamang bata pa kayo. Pero if you're a little older, you probably know this. So life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. By Forrest Gump. From the movie Forrest Gump, yeah, movie of the same title. Okay, so what does this mean to me? Okay, so never mind, yung yung insight na mas mabigat or mas malalim. I'll just share with you what I think about it. So life is like a box of chocolates, diba? Yung gift na chocolate, sari-sari yan. Tapos iba-iba, minsan may nut, minsan may mint, minsan dark, minsan unsweetened or super sweet naman. So you never know what you're gonna get until you try it. So life is like that to me, no? Hindi natin alam talaga how our life will pan out. Like me, for example, I'm a single mom. I was married, but of course, obviously, I'm no longer married. I'm a single mom. Pero I never expected that I would become a single mom when I was younger. So parang nobody dreams of becoming a single mom, diba? Not usually. So yun. So life throws situations like that to you. And I've had other challenging situations na you just have to deal with. Ako, I just had to deal with them. So, you never know what you're gonna get. Sabi nga nung quote, diba? You never know what you're gonna get. Pero you have to know yourself first and foremost para malampasan mo yung mga challenges na yon. And to me, that's what life really is. No? It's a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Uh, pero it's also a journey and you have to get past those. Wag kang maiwan doon, wag kang matrap doon. So, I'm curious what you think about the quote. And if you share your interpretation and also share our live stream on your wall, you have a chance at receiving this gift that we are giving away. We are giving away another set ng clipper. Okay? So it comes with attachment. So usong-uso ito ngayon kasi people don't like going to the barber these days. So ayan po. Remember our quote and share our live stream and you could get that gift. Okay, so it is time to introduce our guest. Our guest is president of Ripplemakers, which is a video production company based in San Francisco, California. She's also the owner of Kokak chocolates, also based there, of course. She used to be part of the probe team. Kung naalala niyo, the probe team with Miss Checha Lazaro, she was part of her team before she moved on. So to introduce her, I would like to show her demo reel. So this is a montage of what they have created in Ripplemakers. Video, please.
Kinds of games we make, they're really interactive storytelling.
We were amazed at how many more users we're able to reach in such a short period of time.
The New York Times is known for the highest quality journalism on the planet.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Miss Carol Gancia.
Hi, Carmine. Hello, everyone. Very nice to see you all.
Right. Good evening sa iyo, di ba? Gabi ngayon. You're streaming
Yeah.
from San Francisco, California. What time is it now?
It is 7:38 in the evening here.
Okay, 7:38 dito. It's past 10:30. Sorry, 10:38. Ayan. So there's a 15-hour difference between you and me.
Wow.
Ayan. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today and to share a little bit about what you do and some insights and learning sa iyong journey.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
All right. So we just saw yung demo reel ng Ripplemakers, 'di ba? That's your parang that has been your business, that has been, what you do for a living, video production. How what was the transition like, when you were in the Philippines doing broadcast journalism, right, with the probe team, and then you moved to the States? What was the transition like to get into that business again there?
You have to start from scratch. When I was in the Philippines, my partner then and I we had a business, a similar business. It had a different name, but essentially, like everything else, was the same. We were catering to the corporate market while continuing to do documentaries. We actually produced documentaries for Eyewitness, the GMA documentaries, like the first batch of documentaries. We did one documentary a month, and so transitioning from doing documentaries and running a business in the Philippines and moving to the States, I had to start from scratch. My first year was about finding a network and people to support me so that I can continue to do what I love to do, because I've always loved entrepreneurship. I love journalism as well, but it's hard to do journalism here because I'm not on top of, I don't have a deep understanding of American history and politics. And so I decided to start my business here while working for a broadcast station here called KQED. It's a PBS station here, excuse me,
I
in San
see.
Francisco.
All right. So, I studied mass communication also, no? Pero I think I can relate to what you said. Na, although you know the business here, you know the arena here, it will be very different over there. Pero hinanap talaga ng katawan mo yung yung broadcasting and production and stuff like that.
Yeah. Ang hirap. Actually, hinanap ng katawan ko yung business kasi gusto ko sana to do something else. We were trying to do something else, pero hindi ko talaga maisip kung ano yung mas gusto ko pang gawin kaysa magpatakbo ng isang business. Kaya kahit mahirap, nagsimula ako ng business dito. And in fact, yung malaking tulong sa akin, there's a nonprofit group called Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center, and they helped me get set up. They actually gave me grants. I took some courses there. I met some people, and they pretty much did not stop until I was fine. They did not leave me alone until I was fine. And that part is really amazing. And I'm very loyal to them. And in fact, to this day, kung anong magagawa ko para matulungan sila so that they can help another starting entrepreneur like me here, just here in the US, I do. Because they help a lot of immigrants. They also help, syempre, Americans here, and especially people who are in need na kakalipat lang and, finding their way. So, yun.
And is it about business lang what they do? Like, they support startup entrepreneurs?
Yeah, lahat. Kasi malaking bahagi ang entrepreneurship ng nagpo-fuel ng economy dito sa California, small business. So talagang grabe yung suporta nila, and a lot of a couple of major banks are actually supporting them, giving them a lot of major sponsorships. Kasi kami rin, like yung mga, kumbaga, graduate na sa program, maayos na yung kalagayan namin. Ako, like, nagdo-donate ako, and then yung mga ibang mga kasabayan ko rin before na okay na sila. We give back to them, and also we spread the word about them, because you never know, they're hindi mo ma-measure lahat ng tulong na nabigay nila sa akin eh. Kaya I actually tagged them when I was when you sent me the link to the show. I tagged them when I posted it, because I know I'm gonna mention them because they're a big part of how I started.
Yeah, we can give them a shout out right now.
Yeah, rencenter.org. They never ask for anything. They just keep on giving, and they're just the most amazing group of people. So rencenter.org. Yeah, and they only help. Syempre, ang concentration nila dito lang sa Bay Area.
I see. Okay, that's nice of them. We also have another viewer who's saying hello. Juan Lunaria, who is a host of the Puppet Stories. He's the host of the Puppet Stories. He's on his second season.
Wow.
Ayan. Hi, Juan Lu. Juan Lu is like, malapit na yung national artist levels.
Oh, amazing. Ang galing.
Shout out to Carol's friends from Center. Is that what you call it?
Ren Center? Renaissance
Ren
Entrepreneurship Center. Yeah.
Okay.
Pero rencenter.org.
rencenter.org. Okay, shout out to you guys. Okay. All right, so atras tayo ng konti, Carol. What prompted you to move to the States? Kasi you were already in your 20s, diba? You were already working with the probe team before you left. What prompted you to move?
It wasn't me. Actually, I was happy staying in Manila. It was my partner then who wanted to move to the US. And so, kaya nagsara kami ng business, and then we both moved here. So, I wasn't averse to moving to the US, but we had a pretty established business in Manila. So, wala akong masyadong compelling reason noon to move, but she wanted to explore and do other things. And so, we moved here, and then, yun, ako na lang ang nagtuloy ng business after noon.
I see. And how long has it been? When was that? When did you move?
I moved to the States, I think it was 2003, 2004,
Okay.
when I moved to the US. Yeah, so I was in my early 30s then.
Oo. And so throughout the years, obviously, mahigit 15 years na yung nakalipas, what were some business practices or insights that you learned from, comparing between yung business environment dito sa Philippines and over there? What did you have to learn? Or what did you have to learn the hard way?
Yeah. I think, alam mo, ang na-realize ko, wala naman talagang diferensya. It's just in the details, but it's the same idea. When you're running a business, you need persistence, you need dedication, you need to, as ang sinasabi nila lagi, like ako nung nagtitake ako ng courses sa rentcenter.org, is you just need to keep going, don't give up. And I think I would say the same thing, because it's hard and sometimes you cannot see the finish line. And that's the hardest part. Like gusto mo talaga, pero there are so many setbacks and so many things, or maybe they're not really setbacks, but your fear is getting in the way of you parang having the strength to keep on going. So don't give up, just keep on going, kasi persistence actually pays. And of course, you're persistent in learning more about the business. If you don't know what you're doing, then learn it. If you don't know anybody, then find people that can help you. Kung ano man, and sinasabi ko nga does it really, a lot of people are asking, does it take money to make money? Yeah, it does. But when I started, I didn't have money. Moving here in the US, it was so expensive to move to the US. Yung apartment rent pa lang and all that, kahit na may pera ka pa sa Philippines, mabilis maubos ang pera. So, nung nagsimula ako, wala naman talaga akong pera. Binigyan ako ng grant na, kung minsan, there are gifts along the way if you just open yourself. You'll meet people along the way that will help you, that will rally behind you if they really know that you're so passionate about what you want.
That's a nice way of putting it, no? Yung there are gifts along the way as long as you do your part. And so sabi nga ni Carol, no, if you don't know something, then know it. You have to know it. So find ways to learn that. And if there are people you don't know, then you have to go out of your way to meet them. And of course, you know what you want to do towards the end. So thank you for sharing that, Carol. I love what you said about that. My question now is, meron bang point or meron bang instance where, you doubted yourself or you wanted to give up, you almost gave up? Was there such an occasion?
Yeah. That still happens until now. Fear is real, and sometimes you get scared. I don't want to jump into like the details of the next topic because I want to follow your lead. Pero right now, whenever I try something new, I get scared, because especially, but then you don't always want to be all stale, and because I've been doing videos for a long time, since I was 20. Well, since age 21, I was working for another company, producing videos, which happens to be the magazine program, the Probe Team. And then after that, I started doing my own promotional videos, is what we call it here in the US, but I know it's corporate videos in the Philippines. And you get to a level of competency, and you're very happy with how you're performing and doing the videos and running the business. So kahit na totoo yun, may mga times na gusto mong mag-give up, pero hinahanap-hanap ko rin yung time na wala uli akong alam, na natatakot ako uli. Kasi in fact, yung if you're forced to jump off the cliff, that's when sometimes the brilliant ideas surface. Kung minsan, yun yung nangyayari. And that's when you have the potential to achieve success. And yun din yung natutunan ko dun sa mga mentors ko na nagsimula ako dito sa US, na sinasabi ko kasi, why is it so hard? Like, I'm having a hard time finding clients here, when on my first year. So why is it so hard? What's sinasabi nila? Ano ba pinakamahirap? Ako, pinakamahirap maghanap ng kliyente dito. So wala akong kilala. Ano ba ito? Tapos minsan naisip ko, bakit ba ito ginawa? Ang ayos-ayos ng buhay ko sa Pilipinas. Tapos ito naman, bakit ito ginawa? This is crazy. Like, a lot of people move here and they don't start the business. They like work for somebody else for years. And what did I do? So marami ka talagang self-doubt. Pero sa pagtuloy-tuloy mo lang, and then sinabi niya sa akin, Carol, that's not the problem. The problem is, and he's still my advisor until today. Ngayon, he's a paid advisor na, hindi na katulad dati na I was part of the program. So sabi niya sa akin, the reason why you're not finding your clients is because you're still comfortable. You still have money for rent, you still have money for food. Subukan mo na wala ka na talagang kapera-pera at bigla ka magkakakliyente because you'll do everything in your power in order to get there. So natutunan ko yun, and he's so right. Kasi dumating yung point na talagang mahirap na, tighten the belt, at doon dumating lahat. Doon dumating lahat kasi when you get desperate, and ganon. I find that to be true up until today. When you're, I mean, siguro sa ngayon, medyo mas financially stable na ako. Pero may mga points din na minsan desperate ka for something, or you like need this and you cannot get to it. And that's when you work so hard to get there that you actually, like, it speeds up the process of success.
Wow. Totoo yun, yung yung point na nakaka-stress, na nasa-stress ka na, nagbabago na yung itsura mo, medyo kumapangit ka, no? Miracles happen at that point.
Totoo.
I have one more question related to the video. We saw Google, we saw the New York Times, so they are your clients, tama? How do you get, Forbes 500 companies like that to be your client?
Mo, sa totoo lang, hindi ko nga alam paano nangyari talaga lahat to. When again, babalik na naman ako sa rentcenter.org. Bisitahin niyo yung website nila kasi
Noted.
Kasi nung nagsisimula ako sa kanila, sinanong nila, what is your biggest impediment? What's your biggest issue in being able to run your own business? And I said, I don't have clients. I feel lost. I don't know where to begin here. Tapos, binigyan nila ako, ang first client ko actually, eBay. They gave me eBay pretty much. They talked to eBay because eBay happens to be one of their partners. And they said, like, wouldn't it be nice if a rent center graduate did your videos? Kasi yung video was about featuring people who received grants, technology grants for their businesses. And I received a grant from them. I was able to buy my first camera because of the eBay Renaissance Center grant. And so because of that, nagkaroon ako ng first tech client. So doon nagsimula. Kasi technology is a big deal here. And even back then, it was already, large corporate. Sila yung nagpapakain sa California. So bukod sa biotech. So doon nagsimula. And then, one thing led to another. I was introduced to Google. I started freelancing at Google. And then later on, I started working for Google. I was with Google for 1.5 years, but 6 months into working at Google as a Mountain View, I started feeling like hindi ako talaga happy. Kahit na gaano pa kaganda yung sitwasyon ko sa Google, iniisip ko pa rin gusto kong mag-business. Talagang okay lang sa akin na less money, okay lang sa akin lahat yun. Basta gusto ko talaga, masaya ako sa ginagawa ko. So, masaya naman sa Google. I mean, it's great, like the community that you get there. They're all really smart and inspiring, and there's good food. Pero hindi ako mapakali. Talagang parang there was fire in my butt. Kailangan ko talagang mag-business. So I talked to my boss and I asked if 1 year pa lang ako, kinausap ko na siya. Pero she asked me to stay another few months kasi wala akong kapalit. So I waited until nakapag-train ako ng isa bago ako umalis. Kasi mabait naman din sila sa akin. So I did it a little slowly, and I was producing documentaries after, like in the evenings, mag-shoot na lang akong documentaries just to satisfy myself. So from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight, I would do it. Tapos pasok na naman ako the following day. So I did that for a while until I was able to resign. And when I resigned, siguro kasi maganda naman yung iniwan kong relationship, they gave me business. My boss actually reached out to me and said, do you want, because she was like saying, sige, kasi ayaw niya umalis ako. Sabi niya, sige, if you leave, do you think that I'm gonna give you business? Is that what you're thinking? I'm not gonna give you business. And I was like, that's fine, that's okay. I really need to do this. And I was like telling her that. And pero 2 weeks after I resigned, she emailed me, sabi niya, okay, fine, here. So binigyan niya na, as in, she gave me maybe 2 clients. But from there, inilagaan ko na yung clients. So nire-recommend na ako ng mga clients. Tapos, other companies came along kasi nagre-resign yung kliyente mo dyan, lumilipat sa Yahoo or lumilipat sa Salesforce. So ngayon, may wider gamut. And you meet people along the way.
Kumakalat na. You're making waves. You're making ripples. Kaya nga ripple
Oh,
makers.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
Tsaka you want to treat them well. You want to make sure they're always happy because in video, and I think in any business, what's important is not just your product. So a lot of people sometimes they get so stressed out about the product, but it's also important to provide good service. Meaning it's stressful for clients to do a video. Don't make it stressful for them. Make it fun and light. Take on the issues and don't give it to them. Ako pinapadali ko. I make sure that they're enjoying themselves while they're producing the video, and that's one thing that I feel some video production companies maybe don't think about as much, the process, yung making sure that your client is enjoying the process. Because in the end, it's about human relationships. Diba? We're not really
Correct.
selling a product. We're selling ourselves. And so they need to like you enough to want to work with you again. And yes, of course, you need to have an excellent product. And that's a given. But that's just the basic parang premise there.
The
There
baseline,
needs to be
right.
more for you to be successful continuously.
Mm-mm. Wow. These are valuable insights from Carol Gancia. Ladies and gentlemen, di ba? Wala pa tayo sa kalahati ng show pero ang dami na nating nuggets na nakukuha from Carol. So thank you very much for sharing all of this and congratulations on your growing success, continued success. So we
Salamat.
hope you achieve more sa iyong video production company.
Thank
All
you.
right. So we will now go on break. When we come back, we will talk about a new venture that Carol got herself into. No, she established a new business. So we'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to U-Turn on the new channel. To those who have just tuned in, we stream live Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 in the morning. Ayan. And this show is all about sharing inspiring stories of our guests. No, it can be a health turnaround, a business turnaround, somebody who might have been an OFW, naging successful. Yan po ang laman ng ating show. And we are now on our second season. Thank you very much to TNC and also to the rest of our guests. Okay, so we have some show announcements. We'd like to invite you to watch our other inspiring shows here on the new channel. The Big Picture shares inspiring stories of notable personalities Mondays through Fridays at 7 p.m. HR Hotline introduces us to the wonderful world of human resources management Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 1 p.m. Have an insightful Saturday afternoon because the family business is everyone's business at 4 p.m. Usapang Beauty is about beauty beyond what the eyes can see. Thursdays and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. The Home Buyer is where you hear remarkable stories about building and owner a property. Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. So mamaya po meron yan. Laugh and learn through the puppet stories with Juan Lunaria, Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Yan naman po ang susunod sa The Home Buyer. The puppet stories later. Magbenta, bumili at tumulong dahil bukas na ang TNC Marketplace. It's an online night bazaar, Thursdays and Fridays at 10 p.m. Yo Law is for all of us to understand and appreciate the law, that it is fun and it can be cool as well. Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Two leaders in one platform, TNC The Talk, Mondays at 12 noon. So, mamaya po, after the show, meron po niyan, TNC The Talk, hosted by Dennis Calamba. So, we invite you to stay tuned to watch that. After Shift is a show about lives after work. So, that's Wednesdays and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Discover and learn strategies on self-leadership to win in life through Win Within, Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Dream, achieve, nurture, and inspire. Tag your kids along and watch Danny Art Show, Fridays at 5:30 p.m. The world has faced an unprecedented pandemic. It's time to hear positive testimonies straight from those who recovered from the disease. COVID Stories, Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. But wait, there's more. Global issues, common interests, learn together across borders in foreign affairs. It streams live on Tuesdays at 10:30 in the morning. Watch and learn about money and more. This streams live both from the Philippines and the US. So it's Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. in the Philippines and 5:30 in the morning Pacific time. That's in California, US. Because Health is Wealth, Healthline on Wednesdays and Fridays at 4 p.m. Also, catch our TNC original shows such as One Day. It's an inspiring 30-minute storytelling. It alternates with TNC Town Hall, which is co-hosted by TNC founders Lloyd Luna and Apple Manansala. This is where we talk to you and hear from you regarding our shows. So please remember to follow our channel on Facebook and YouTube and let us help you see the new you. Yan po. Okay, so remember to like us on Facebook and YouTube. All right, so let us bring back our guest, Miss Carol Gancia. Ayan. Hello. Ngayon, so we talked about your business, your career in video production, and also your business. Now, we'd like to talk about something that is new to you. It's as new as a baby. Tama ba? So you established Kokak chocolates.
Yes.
It sounds fun. It sounds so fun. So, Kokak chocolates was established by you very recently. How recent was this?
I started the business a couple months ago, so it's a 2-month-old business. I mean, I did start the business over a year ago. Well, wait, let me just correct myself. I have been in business selling chocolates for about 4 years now. But the store itself, what you're seeing in the picture, we opened 2 months ago in the Castro district of San Francisco.
Okay, all right. What inspired? How did you get into chocolates in the first place? Parang medyo malayo, no? From broadcast journalism and video production to chocolates.
I
How did that
know.
happen?
Everybody's wondering about that. I want to be scared again. Sometimes you get too comfortable doing the same thing over and over, and I just wanted to feel scared again and to be clueless. And so I have been brainstorming about what to get into. And naisip ko yung, there were a couple ideas. I was thinking about skincare products. I was also thinking about yung natural skincare products done from scratch back when hindi pa masyadong uso. Tapos, I was also thinking about chocolates. Pero I was maybe a little bit more passionate about chocolates. And so I decided to do that. And the longer term plan for Kokak chocolates, actually, I wasn't planning on opening a retail store in the beginning. I was just planning to start like a wholesale line that will sell, pack corporate gifts for my current market. So that was my original plan. But somewhere along the way, because my partner now actually has a bakery here in San Francisco, and she was looking for a space. And so I was helping her look for a space. And then and then, I don't know, somewhere along the way, ako na ang nangangailangan ng space. Kasi naghahanap ako ng kitchen. I was looking for a kitchen, a commercial kitchen. And here in the Bay Area, space is at a premium. And it's very hard to find just a commercial kitchen. I have a commercial kitchen that I actually share with 4 other chocolatiers. And it's a challenge to just even book a space. And so, dumating yung point na, inisip ko, parang the way for me para masolo ko yung kitchen is I just take a kitchen and that happens to have a retail space then. So sayang naman na hindi ko explore yung retail opportunity. And so that's how I ended up having a retail space in the Castro. I got lucky and found a space that actually used to have good foot traffic before COVID. And so yun. And then, at least solo ko na ngayon yung kitchen. Tapos yun nga lang, may mas complicated pala dahil merong retail aspect. So, wala pa kami sa point na nagbebenta kami ng wholesale. Nandun pa lang kami we were able to develop a chocolate line. We have 13 flavors of our truffles now that go in like box chocolate packaging. And then we also have pastries. We have a full line of pastries now. And then we also have our chocolate drinks. So I guess the next step is, how do we take this to the next level? But for now, we're just establishing ourselves, like getting known. I think the retail opportunity also helps spread the word about our chocolates, our chocolate brand, so that by the time we're ready to sell wholesale, it'll be easier.
Right. But that's really interesting. Parang kang naghanap pala ng ng challenge ng baby na aalagaan. And you did that during the pandemic. So that's amazing and that's interesting. Why Kokak? Why the name Kokak?
Kokak chocolates. I looked at the market. I looked at my competitors. My competitors, I actually also love their chocolates. So I go and visit them and I try their chocolates. And what I noticed with them is their chocolates sort of look the same. They're half spheres and they have like modern art on them, parang just a splash of color. So I wanted to be different. So naisip ko, okay, very adult yung chocolate. Gusto ko sana na mas approachable yung chocolate ko. Okay. Ayoko sana na isipin nila, this is too good to eat. And I know like sometimes people say that to compliment you, but I literally don't want it to be too intimidating to eat. So naisip ko, the way for this to be friendlier is you put like a cute animal as part of your branding. And so I was thinking about tropical pond life, and that's my inspiration because I want to take inspiration from Asia also, which is not something that you see a lot of here as far as chocolates. So chocolates are usually like South American influence or American.
European.
Or European. Yes, you're right. So European. So isip ako, sabi ko, maganda, meron akong isa na nandito, local na she's doing Asian chocolates, pero very serious yung sa kanya naman. Very serious yung niya. So I want this to be fun. I want the chocolate shop to be fun and at the same time Asian inspired. I want this to appeal to grown-ups and kids, and I want this to appeal to families and also grown-ups who want to remember what it was like because to be a kid again, because chocolate is a memory. It's always like food is a memory, right? And in fact, like I always ask people, what is your favorite chocolate memory? And more often than not, it's a good memory from when you were a kid. It's about your relationship with your parent, your uncle. Like for me, my Tito George, who's the father of my cousin Willie, he always brought chocolates home from Europe kasi he was an engineer for the Philippine government. He was traveling a lot. And so whenever he'd go home, he'd have like different kinds of Lindt chocolates. Even when I was really, really young, I already had like mint chocolates. Alam ko yung mga bata usually ayaw nila. Pero ako nasanay na ako sa dark chocolates and mint chocolate because of him. And yun, it's a happy memory for me. It sinasabi ko kanina, it's always about relationships, diba? Taking care of your client. Ganun din yun eh. All of the things that we do, it's about where we came from, who we are, and what we remember, diba? And to me, chocolate is about family and it's about that memory that I had when I was a child. And I want to share that with people and help them remember with a bite of the chocolate what it was like to be a kid way back when.
Kaya fun. So shout out to Tito George and also to Willie, Ray, and Carlos. Ayan, yung mga relatives ni Carol na friends ko rin. All right. So I'd like to show some photos, and can you talk a little bit about these offerings, please? All
Okay.
right. So kanina we saw the shop, no, and then the glass display at the shop. Can you tell us a little bit about these chocolates on screen?
Sure.
Ayan. So this is the glass
So
display. Sige, next picture tayo. Ang elegante ng itsura, no, pero also colorful. Sige, the next photo, please.
yeah, so
Ayan.
that's a 9-piece box. So we have different sized box chocolates, and so they have different flavors. Passion fruit, so the white flowers, that's passion fruit. We have mango lemongrass. We have coffee. So I'm going from left to right from top. So passion
Yeah.
fruit, mango lemongrass. We have coffee. We have caramel. We also have calamansi, which is right at the center,
Wow.
and then banana caramel, and then we have peanut, um, and then milk chocolate inside a dark chocolate shell, and then we also have hazelnut there. And the one on that person's hand is actually milk chocolate shelled in dark chocolate. And so it's quite a process to make the box. Sometimes people call it bonbons or truffles. Um, it's quite a process to make it because at first you shell your chocolate, and then you create the flavor inside, which is a chocolate ganache typically, or a caramel. You pipe the chocolate ganache or the filling in the shell, and then you close it. And it's a 3-day process. We make it by batch. So we make like a bunch of passion fruit chocolates and then a bunch of another flavor. So it takes us about 2 to 3 days to make a few. And if you have 13 flavors, maybe if we work 7 days a week, which we do, so we have people in shifts. It takes us about a week to complete 13 flavors.
Okay. All right. Let's have a look at a few other photos. No?
Oh,
Ito, what is this?
that one, that's our chocolate mooncake. So I mentioned about memory, like the food is a memory. And so this is not my memory. This is a borrowed memory.
Mm-hmm.
I San Francisco Bay Area is a melting pot of different cultures. And this mooncake is representative of the strength of the Chinese community here in the Bay Area. The Mid Autumn Festival, which is from October 1st to 8th, is the second largest festival in China and Vietnam. And so it's a big deal for them. It reunites families. It's a grand celebration for them. In fact, they don't go to work. It's a big holiday for 8 days. And so we decided to make our own version of the mooncake. Their mooncake is like our hopya in the Philippines, but mas ano lang, mas cake ang itsura, mas mas maganda lang yung mold and all of that. Hindi siya casual, mas formal lang ang presentation, at saka yung loob mas siksik at mas makapal, malaki, very dense. And so we decided to make our own version. This is chocolate inside out. So we have a chocolate dough, and then inside we have a very thick paste consisting of medjool dates, chocolate, and almonds. So this is just our version. This is very different from what you'd find in Chinatown. Usually when you go to Chinatown here in San Francisco, which happens to be, I think, the largest Chinatown in the US, the one that we have in San Francisco, they usually have like bean paste, like lotus paste or sesame bean paste with egg yolk inside. So ours is a departure from that, but our own version as a chocolate shop. And so this is our way of connecting with Asian culture among the Chinese.
So you really infuse it with Filipino and Asian influences, no? Sige,
Yeah.
let's have. I think we have close-up photos of some of your products here, some of the items in the box. Ay,
Oh,
iba pala to.
yeah.
Oo.
So
So
that
what are
one,
these?
on the left, that's actually an umami bar.
Umami.
So yeah. So this is white chocolate, but what we did with this has 1,001 ingredients. It's we have a cookie at the shop called the Umami 3-layer cookie, and that has ramen inspired ingredients. And this This is a maybe like a bar, the bar version of our cookie. So this white chocolate bar has nori seaweed. It has candied ginger. It has masago arare, which is Japanese rice crackers for crunch. And then we also have orange rind on it. We have shichimi togarashi, which is the spice, the hot spice that you put on your ramen sometimes. We also have sesame seed. So it's a very interesting flavor. It actually, like when you bite into it, you travel from creamy to sweet to salty, and then it ends out being spicy. But then the spice is very short lived. It's cayenne, so like it's very short lived, and then it disappears afterwards. So it's an adventure to eat this bar, and a lot of people, they want to be here in the Bay Area. They like being entertained with food, and so this is maybe like theater for us. We want them to have a good time and just to travel. We want to travel with them as they enjoy our Umami Bar chocolate.
Right. And then the one on the right, what
Oh,
is that?
yeah, the one on the right is our dark chocolate. So this is dark chocolate with sea salt in the back. And so that is hand painted. So we hand paint a lot of our chocolates using cocoa butter and vegetable pigment. Um, So this, what's unique about our dark chocolate is we actually we get our chocolate from. So anyway, like I met this woman, she's amazing. I go to a lot of chocolate conventions, and she has a small business in Ecuador, and I found out about her chocolates and about her cacao in Ecuador, and so we know about the three. Um, Big cacao varieties, criollo, and then there's a couple others, forastero, and then another one. This one most people haven't heard of because there aren't many trees available today. This is the original domestically grown cacao tree from 7,300 years ago, called Arriba Nacional. And so
Wow.
it's a national heirloom. It's a national treasure in Ecuador now. They found 6 trees. It was considered extinct for a while. They didn't know it still existed until they found 6, I think it was 6 trees that they found in South America that still existed from the original genetics of the cacao tree from a long time ago. And they propagated it and protected it. And so now it's protected in Ecuador, and they have enough of it to sell. They don't have a whole lot of it, so it doesn't. 80%, I think, of the sales of chocolate is the big modern strains of cacao trees. This one, I don't know if it even hits the register when you look at how at the ratio of how much is actually being sold, because there's too little of it. So that's the chocolate that I get. I get my chocolate from Ecuador, and it's single origin chocolate. It's called tatsulok, that dark chocolate bar. Yeah, it's called tatsulok, and that's from from a single province. So we've heard of single origin. This one is actually single province, which is, to me, is better because it's not just like a country. It's actually a single province, and you can trace it down to the farmers that are doing it, which happen to be small farmers.
Right. So you really infuse elements like that, not just in your branding. I mean, the branding, the product, and even the sourcing. So you have Kokak, you have Tatsulok, and then you also have chocolate that includes mango and calamansi. Very Pinoy, no?
Yes, yes, yeah. You
Right.
can't get away from who you are. It's always
Yeah.
about who you are.
And do the foreigners love it? I'm sure yung Pinoy community, they go to your store, but what do they say about the mango, the calamansi, or even pronouncing Kokak and Tatsulok?
They always ask me about what kokak means, and I explain it, and they get curious that the same frog sounds different in the Philippines. And then I tell them it's cultural. Like the way we hear the same frog, we hear ribbit here, but back in the Philippines, we hear kokak. It's very
Kokak.
different. It just depends on our language, like in our culture, we hear things differently. As far as the
That is
flavors,
so true. That is so true. I taught some Korean students English. And sa kanila, yung sa atin, kokak sa Amerikano, ribbit. Sa kanila, geggle, geggle. Geggle, geggle. That's what they hear. That's what they hear. Oh, tas yung tahol ng aso sa kanila is mong, mong. Tayo, aw, aw, or bawaw. Sa Amerikano, ano? Arf, arf, di ba?
di ba?
It's always So interesting, right?
Yes.
Okay. So wow, ang rich ng discussion natin about the chocolates. I'm sure there's more to be discussed, but we don't have a lot of time for that. So right now, we would just want to invite everyone to like and follow Carol's FB page for Kokak Chocolates, diba? So please look for Kokak Chocolates on Facebook and on Instagram, and also yung Ripplemakers din actually meron din siyang FB page on Ripplemakers, the website, and also Kokak Chocolates, the website also. You're seeing it on screen right now. Okay, so Carol, before we wrap up the show, we have one more break and then we'll be right back. We're back with our guest, Carol Gancia, and we will play a little game with her. Carol, game ka ba? We'll play just a really short
Sure.
game. It's called Quick Turn, okay? I will introduce. Ayan. So it's called Quick Turn, and we just want to know how you feel about certain items. And I focused on food this time since we were talking about chocolates. Konti lang naman. So if you like the item, say right turn. If you don't like it, say left turn. But if you love it, say U-turn.
Okay. So if I like it, right turn.
Yes.
Okay.
Chicharon,
Left turn.
left turn. Kasi you never liked it even when you were growing up.
I mean, I did, but I shouldn't have it anymore.
I see.
You
How
know,
did you change your diet?
yeah, because I changed my diet. Yeah.
Ayun. Strike one, unang-una, left turn. How about bibingka? Bibingka.
Oh, U-turn.
U-turn. You love it. Okay, great. How about this one? This is a choice between two. Lumpiang sariwa or lumpiang prito?
Alam mo, lumpiang prito talaga ako kahit na mas maganda sana yung sariwa, di ba? Pwede ba, may asukal din naman yung sariwa eh.
Okay, all right. How about this? Beer or wine?
Wine,
Wine. All right. White or red?
red.
Okay. And then finally, what do you miss the most from around here in terms of food?
Um, in terms of food. In terms of food, I miss sharing food with family and friends. So it doesn't matter what we're eating, because I grew up with Sunday lunches with my cousins and my uncles and my aunts. So nami-miss ko yon, at saka nami-miss ko rin yung the many friendships that I left behind and the food
It's
that
the experience. It's the experience of having a shared meal pala, no?
yes.
Right. Okay. Thank you for playing. Yun lang po ang ating quick turn sa ngayon. Right. Shout out to Joshua Buendia, who's who's watching right now. Hi, Joshua, Buendia. Okay, ayan. All right. So, Carol, thank you very much for joining us today. Before we wrap up the show, I'd like to ask you, what message do you have for our viewers who are mostly in the Philippines, no? But we have viewers from all around the world, mga Pinoy mostly. What message do you have for them in terms of setting up a business, or making your dream come true, making things happen for you?
Start with a business plan. Um, uh, you gotta have a roadmap. It can be a 2-page plan, but start with a plan. And don't worry if that's not going to be the final road that you're going to take. You just need to start, because once you start writing things down, then you see things more clearly. So I would always start with that. And then also, I mentioned persistence early on during the interview. I think persistence is so important. Do not give up. Um, and then surround yourself with people who support your dream, and they may not necessarily be your parents or your brothers or your friends, because they're scared for you, so they may not be as encouraging. But find people who are willing to just go out on a limb with you and support you, because in the end, we're social people, and it helps us that people are pushing us along, even if we're really, really scared of what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. All right. What about consulting people? What kind of people should we be seeking if we want to set up a business? No, you said surround yourself with people who support you. But what about those who can provide wisdom? San ba nahahanap yung mga ganong tao? Business wisdom.
Sa tingin ko, ako kasi nagsimula ako na natuto ako na magkaroon ng business consultant kasi nung time na yun, hindi naman ako nagbabayad ng business consultant. It was more part of the course that I took at the Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center. So sa tingin ko, there's really value in getting a business consultant. Pero I know it's hard. It's kind of like consulting a doctor. You never know what kind of doctor or what kind of consultant you're gonna get. But maybe at least start with people who are running a business, who are generous with their time and their sincerity in helping you. I think that is very helpful. And actually find a social circle, maybe a business social circle. If there's like a business networking circle that you can join, I think that would be very helpful. Or a course for people who are just starting a business. There will be mentors there that might be able to help.
All right. Okay. Thank you. And now finally, let's invite the viewers once again to your FB pages and your website.
Yeah, so Ripplemakers Incorporated is a video production company that serves large technology companies here in the Bay Area and also across the country. So if you're interested in finding out more about what we do and watching our videos, please visit our website, ripplemakersinc.com. Follow us on Instagram or on Facebook. Kokak Chocolates is a fun chocolate experience, and I hope you guys get to try it. We are on Instagram and on Facebook also. We have a website where you can order for, you can do in-store shopping if you are here in the Bay Area, or you can also order ahead for pickup or local delivery within, I think it's a 6-mile radius around the store. And lastly, you can also order for shipping. We actually have people from different parts of the globe who email me and ask if they can order. Sometimes their international cards don't work in here in the US. So what we do is we just charge them on PayPal, and then we buy it for them. So it's kind of a roundabout way, but we do help whenever we can if they want to send gifts to people here in the US.
All right. Wow. Very interesting. Thank you very much for sharing with us, insights and having a look into your video production business and career, and then now your new baby, Kokak Chocolates. I love saying the name Kokak.
Thank you for the invitation, Carmine. It was really fun chatting with you. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for taking the time.
Salamat.
All right. We'll talk to you again, and more power to you. Thank you, Carol Gancia.
Thank you.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Ripplemakers President and also owner of Kokak Chocolates, Miss Carol Gancia, based in San Francisco in the US. Sabi niya, ito yung mga natutunan ko sa takeaway ko sa kanya, no? Sabi niya, if we want to get into business, the first thing we need to do is to have a business plan. No matter how short, 1 or 2 pages, as long as you have a plan, it's a roadmap and it can change. Sabi you with that, you have to learn, you have to study. So kasama yon, and also meeting the right people, or surrounding yourself with people who will support you. And of course, if you can get wisdom from those who have had experience, makakatulong din yan. So once again, thank you very much, Carol, for gracing our show. It's been a pleasure to have you. Ngayon, everybody, I'd like to invite you to watch TNC The Talk. It's coming up at 12 o'clock today, so make sure you watch it. You will hear 2 speakers in one platform. So that's TNC The Talk at 12, so stay tuned. And remember to like our page, TNC Now sa FB, and also our channel on YouTube, of course, TNC Now also. Like and follow U-Turn on TNC. Ayan, yan naman, may sariling page din ng ating show. So, thank you very much, everyone, for staying with us. I hope you found inspiration with words from our guest. Please look forward to Thursday. We have another inspiring guest. Ito naman, maraming natulungan na tao. We are guesting Dr. Mildred Vitangcol. She's been helping a lot of people, supporting a lot of people. She has a vision for us Filipinos, especially women and children. So abangan niyo po yan on Thursday at 10:30 in the morning. Meanwhile, I'll let you go now and I'll let you have a happy lunch. Stay tuned for TNC Talk. Bye!